Okay, so last class we discussed sculpting the clothing for our base character. Today I want to go through and we're going to continue with the hands and the spanner slash wrench weapon thingy majiggy on his hand. All right, so we will start with the hand and go from there. All right, so this is where we left off on our character. We kind of built the base for his jacket here, and yeah, let's continue. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to go into my subtool panel here, and I'm going to append a Z-sphere. All right, so now we've got our Z-sphere here. I'm going to move our Z-sphere into place. All right. Move our Z-sphere in place. Turn it this way, right? Move, 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 and then I can scale. Scale them down. Move, right? Scale. And this will be kind of like the wrist. Move this guy further in, right? Whoops. All right. So now if I want to draw onto it, I can then begin to draw all right. One, two, three. I'm gonna move this guy up. One, two, three, and then draw one more. Down here. Okay. Maybe scale these guys down a little bit. Just a little bit. Then move these guys back into place. There you go. Alright. And then he's gonna have the thumb right up here. So I'll draw that too. Scale this down a little bit. Alright. Then I can go back to my draw and then right. And then we can then start to move He's got some beautiful nubs right now. Might still go back under some of these and just scale them up a little more. Alright, remember, you're going to start, everything's going to be kind of rough to begin with, and then you just kind of keep going from there until it looks closer to what you want it to look. And I'm just holding down control to kind of help me isolate this guy. And if you have more joints and extra ligaments than you need, then you can always delete what you don't need. I just kind of want to get the general shape right. And what can help me kind of do some of this is if I grab a cylinder or something and put it into his hand. So I'm going to do that next. I'm going to append just like cylinder, and then I'm going to move said cylinder, scale it down, move it forward a little bit, and now I can scale it up, and this will be our the base for our little weapon that he's got holding here. turn off that solo. And now I can use this as kind of like, I know what I'm trying to wrap my hand around. So that should help make this just a little bit easier. Move this guy kind of in place. All right, after I'm done with kind of just putting them in place, I'm going to worry about their scale to each other. I'm going to go to my draw, Alt. That just removes the extra links that are ghosting. Go back to my move, and then move this guy further back and do the same for this guy. Alright. So now I'm starting to build something here. Looks more like he's holding it. I've got and if you're ever having trouble like kind of seeing what's happening, you can always use yourself as reference, in the sense that you can just grab something and then take a picture of it and see what your hand is doing in those positions, and it should really help you. I'm gonna draw one here, then move this guy like so. Alright. At this point you guys see the workflow. So 1, 2, then there should be one more link right down there. I'm gonna hit the draw, remove this one, right, and then I want to focus on this last little, this little pinky here, and move this guy in place. Just draw one more, move. Draw, Alt to remove, and then just move this guy in place. Alright, so there's one more link we're missing, right? Got one more down there. And we can just use the draw feature once again, right? And then move. Draw one more. Draw. And draw another one. And move them. Draw, hold down Control. First draw this guy. And move. Now one more, which is the pinky. And I'm kind of making the knuckles a little bigger just because if you look at the reference, he's, you know, like I said, he's super like emaciated. The knuckles are kind of bulgy. It's, you know, very artistically kind of rendered. So you guys get the point. I want to belabor that point. He's kind of holding it like so. And then we just want to do straw, no, straw. his knuckle up quite a bit. Okay, so this is a decent base. We just have one more little I'm just trying to move them around to give them better spacing, right? And I might file the fingers down into a point, but it's a decent starting point for our hand. Okay, so I'm gonna solo this guy again. This guy's pretty easy to kind of flesh out. I'm gonna hit draw. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to my geometry, ZRemesher. I'm gonna do same ZRemesh. And we've got more even topology. I can imagine there's kind of some sort of hilt there, and I can go to my deformation, and then I can either inflate a little bit. Scale it up. Now he's kind of got like a handle. Move that. And then I'm going to append. Let me see what I'm going to use for this. Another cylinder, probably. To append another. Another scale this bad boy down. Move. Scale. Rotate. Move. Alright, pull this guy up. Scale it quite a bit. I'm gonna go back to solo. Making sure I've got a pretty. Okay. And then turn off solo again. Move this guy back in place. Alright, this will do for now. Then I'm going to take my Z-sphere here. I'm going to make my Z-sphere, make this unified skin. Let's preview this as an adaptive skin. This isn't bad. My density is a little high, so I might reduce the density down to 1. too much. Alright. So right now my biggest issue is that I'm running into an issue where whenever I do my adaptive skin or my ZBrush or whatever, it's combining these two together. Alright, so there's a few ways you can fix that. You can increase the density to 2. Alright, it's increase the density. I'm gonna do that resolution. Alright, so I'm gonna actually go back to my ZSpheres and then move this guy. And any other pieces that are a little too far together, I want to kind of move them out of the way. I'm going to reduce this guy by 1. So this is Y, this is acting up. I'm going to draw Alt, and I'm going to get to move this guy to the destination I want him to be. Alright. I think if we preview this, our preview should be a lot better. So those don't touch. The thing is, I'm still gonna ZBrush it whenever I get it. I just don't want these guys to already be kind of janky materials and janky in general. Okay. Yeah, I need to go back to this. Here we go. Let's move some of these around. They can touch later, but in this phase, you don't really want them to touch. And another thing I might scale down is this kind of his wrist. Scale it down a little bit. Draw. Let's preview this. I know Z fighting, none of that extra stuff. This is fine. This is a perfectly good starter, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to make adaptive skin, and then I should be able to, I'm going to append it as a Z-sphere here. I'm going to hide this guy, grab this guy, go to our Z remesher, geometry. I'm going to do half, Z remesh it. So now it's taking all this geo and it's going to cut it in half. And I'm going to do that one more time. I might do it twice. There we go. And these are going to be really kind of quick, just to show you guys how easily you can start to get something worked up. Just do one more time. Alright. Now this is kind of what I'm looking for. The geometry is relatively small compared to what we've got to work. I'm going to go BCT. Alright. And now we can kind of work using our reference a little bit. Maybe scale the intensity down a bit. Alright, now I'm just going to go in. Alright. Emphasize those knuckles quite a bit. I remember I told you guys these have like tendons in them that go to your hand, like so. Just increasing the size of the knuckles, as you guys can see. Just increasing the size of the knuckles. Alright. And I'm doing it this low because whenever you get too high, like I say all the time, it's just so much harder to work with. This one could use a little meat on the bones in general. So I'm going to do that. Alright, shift to smooth. Alright. It's going to fill out, shift to smooth, fill out this hand. BMV, using the move tool, I'm going to grab just the whole. BCB, just going to use the clay buildup brush to build some of this up. Shift to smooth, and then I'm going to Z remesh, same. Alright, it's starting to take shape a little bit. So Just gonna remove some of this, like it's webbing. All right. And as you can see, I'm just working my way through, working my way through. Maybe sew this guy a little bit. You know, little BDS. BDS, Gordanian Standard, right? Palm, BCB, actually BMV, Smooth Tool, right? Just wanna pull some of this stuff out. BIN, that is the inflate brush. I can use that to give me some plumpness on some of these parts. Make some of these parts a little more full. Alright. Shift the smoothness out a little bit. Alright, shift, smooth. And I'm going to do some of the padding on the inside. You're not going to see this, but it just kind of helps. BDS. turn off solo for now. Okay, so that's going to be it for today. Just showing you how I would go about kind of bringing in the hands and then start incorporating some props into it. All right, so that is it for this aspect of the lecture. In the next part, we will start to refine some of these pieces like the jacket, the face, and things like that, just so we get more detail, more cohesive looking sculpt. All right.